Hello everyone, welcome to my first Visual Basic tutorial. Today I'm going to make a login form which connects to a database, Microsoft Access database. And let's get working. First, I'm going to create a folder at my desktop where I will store all my files. I'm going to name my folder login. Next, let's launch Visual Studio. Navigate to your Visual Studio installer. I'm running Visual Basic, Microsoft Visual Studio 2010, and Microsoft Visual Studio is running now. Thank you. Let's create a new project. It's a Visual Basic project, Windows project, Windows Forms application. I'm gonna rename my project login form, and I do not like its default storage location, so I'll browse to my desktop and select login. So select folder and okay. Now remember, a login form requires a person to input their password and their username in order for it to log in. So we need to create a database so that we may connect to it and store these details. So run Microsoft Access database, blank database, rename your database, and by the way, keep watching my cursor to be in touch with you people. So mine is login. I'm gonna call it DB for database and create. Yes. Now right click on it, click on design view. Oh, it prompts for save first. I'm gonna call mine values. Okay, it's gonna be key, data type text. The next column is a value, it's also data type text. Save your work and close that one. From your documents folder, copy your database, copy and save it to your login whatever. Mine is a login form, so I'm gonna paste it here. Then I'm done with that. So the next thing is back to Visual Studio, go back to Solution Explorer, and I need to organize my work. So I'm gonna right click on login form and add a new folder and call it GUI for graphic user interface. And I'm gonna drag this form into the folder and create a new folder and call it database. Then in this database I'm going to right click it, oops, and add an existing item. Go here, select all files, and my database is here, so it appears here, and say add. Come on. So Visual Studio by default asks me to create a dataset, which I will. So click on next, and if you look at these tables, values table is there. So check that box and give it a name. Mine is going to be dbds. Then finish. In this folder you can see I have my database here. It's a Microsoft Access database, so it has the extension .accdb and the dataset .xsd. So I'll rename my form to main window. Renaming file, yes. Now I need to come here and add a new form. Solution Explorer, login form, right click, come on, oops, right click on that, add a new folder and call it password. Right click on password and add a Windows form. Now I'm gonna rename my form as a password picker. Here it is, my form. So on the properties window, come on, it's not loading. Yeah, here it is. I don't want to minimize the box and I don't want to maximize the box, and I don't need the control box. It will start at the center screen. Form border style fixed single. Okay, all this means that my form will not be able to minimize or maximize, and yeah, the text, it is a password picker window, and that's it. Now I'm gonna drag some controls onto it. Sorry, toolbox. Click on the toolbox and we just arrange this. Yeah, all Windows forms. Good. Now I need to drag a group box onto the form and just, there's not any genuine reason, but it makes your form look neat and orderly. I need 2 labels. In fact, it's 1. Oh, sorry, I don't need a label. Now, at the properties window, let me pin it. The properties window, you see I have selected group box 1. Now its text property will be enter the system password to proceed. That's it. Alternatively, tab index 0, and go back here, drag a text box where the user will input the password. Yes, that's enough. It will have a maximum length of 10. It's saying that our text box, or rather our password, has a maximum of 10 characters. 10 characters for password. And can resize this. again you need a button for submit a password to the database. Call it enter. Now we need to do some more manipulation on this text box. You see, you can at the properties window you can change the password character to a star or an asterisk sign or whatever character you like, but for me I'll use system password character to true. By default it's false, but I set mine to true. And now we come back here to the main window and double click on it for the main window event that handles the load event of this main form. So whenever we are trying to launch this main form, we need first to see this window for password. So what we need to do here, we need to capture the user's password before launching the window. So now if dimension pswin for password window as new what? Forgetting this thing. What is its name here? Let's see. So come on. So password picker, I believe. Password picker as new password picker here. So oops. So if pswin.showDialog is not equal to OK, then and now what basically this means is that this is a variable that instantiates a new form. Here is condition launches the password picker window before the main window launches. So yeah, that's it. Before the main window launches. Now back to our password picker window. Now we need that when the user clicks on this button enter here, it checks the password that the user entered in this text box and compares with whatever the database is holding. Now remember, our database here contains a table values with the columns key and a value, but we still have nothing in that table, so we need to put some data in that table. You see, if we retrieve data, it opens as an empty table. It's empty, so we need to fill some data in it. So what we'll do, come back here to Solution Explorer, right click on your database and open with Microsoft Access and click OK. Now double click on your table and you can add this password, 1 2 3, and save your data, save your table, save, then you can exit that. Back to your Solution Explorer. Here you can open your data set. I don't know what you call yours, mine is a DBDS. Then you see already the wizard recognizes that you have a table values, so you need to right click on it and add a query. Now you people might be new to SQL, but you need to do more practice on SQL, so since it's a key language in database programming. So here we need to select which returns rows next, and here. So here we need to say where. Now you need to type exactly what is here as the key. Remember, we use the key as the primary key, or rather the index of the table. So instead of typing that, you could make errors. Just copy it and say it is equal to question mark. This implies that we shall be selecting the two columns key and value from the table values, and we shall be manipulating data where anything in this column password or other key is equal to what the user has just input, and say next. Then we shall be filling that table by key, and we shall be getting data from the same table using column key. So click on next, and you can see here we have generated a select statement, we have generated a fill method, and we have generated a get method. So finish. Remember to save your data and build your project. To build your project, you can use Ctrl Shift and B on your keyboard, or else on your menu bar here, click on build and build solution, and your program will build. So if it says one succeeded or up to date and all that, then you are good to go. So next we will be back here to our password pickup window, whereby we need to we need to write a code for the enter button. Now double tap on your button to view its code. Now this button, and by the way, the text in green are comments. We use an apostrophe to instantiate comments. This button checks that the user input a password and compares it to that. So in the database. So dimension what? I'm forgetting these things. Dimension, user password. So dimension PSW string, it's of data type string, it is equal to text box 1 text. Now this variable holds the users, or rather holds the password entered by the we need to create another variable to hold the database password. So I won't keep on typing this thing, just copy this, paste it here. Password holds password within the database. So dimension db psw database password as string. And by the way, we did not call the table adapter containing the tables from the dataset and all that, so forgive me for that. Let's go back there and call it. So oops, calls the table adapter containing our database. So dimension TA for table as new what? Now things might get confusing here because I don't know what you named yours, but mine, it's called DBDS, or the database is DB. So mine will be DBDS table adapters dot values table adapter. Now we need also to call the particular table within the table adapters above. So dimension TB equal to TA dot get data by key, where key is a password. Now we are good to go. Now we can declare the database password, since we have captured the values table adapter, and we have got the particular password from that table. This is equal to string dimension db psw string is equal to db dot rows of 0 dot item of 1. Yes. Now what next? I forget these things. Now we need to compare the passwords if they do match, and if they do not match, we need to tell the user that they entered an invalid login password. So compare the passwords. My English is poor. Compare, rather check whether the passwords match. So if db psw is not equal to db psw, then what? We need to throw a message box, invalid login password, and comma critical okay only, and what do we call that? Come on. Valid login password, message box style critical or okay only. Maybe login error. What error? No, error. Then text box 1, dot text. We need to clear that text box for the user not to keep on guessing the password. So text box 1 dot text equal to nothing, text box 1 dot focus, dot focus, and we exit the subroutine. What now here we are doing with this code? This is an if statement that compares the password that the user entered. You see, PSW is a variable here, we declared it here. It holds the password entered by the user at text box 1 dot text, and db PSW is another variable containing the particular password stored in the database. Now you see here we have db.rows of 0 dot item of 1. Now what that means is this, open with Microsoft Access. Okay, what we mean by that is this, we are trying to access what? We are trying to access values table, which is tb dot rows of 0, this row. You see, computers count from 0 to 1 and all that. So the first row here is not row 1, it's row 0, and the first column here, key, whatever the first cell in this column key holds, that is item 0. And in this column value, whatever the second cell in row 0 holds, that is item 1. You see, this is row 0, item 0, and item 1. So that is what we imply here. tb.rows of 0 dot item of 1, rows of 0, item 0, and item 1. So this is the particular password we are looking for. And with that, I believe we are good to go. That's it. So you can save your work. File. Just click on save, then build solution. You see, 1 succeeded, or up to date, 0 skipped. Then run your program. Yeah, it is. You see what we did, the password picker window popped up before the main window popped up. Now let me unpin this obstruction. At the main window event here, when this main window is trying to load, see, this is the event main window underscore load, and it handles the event mybase.load. So whenever this form main window is trying to load, this code here is executed. So this implies that it creates a new variable that instantiates a new password picker window, this one, and it goes ahead to execute this if statement. So before it shows up this window, before it shows up as it is loading, this code executes, whereby if password window, which is here, password picker dot show dialog. Now this is the event that allows anything to pop up on your screen, or not necessarily popping up, or just showing up on your screen. So we are trying to check if password window dot show dialog is not equal to OK. Now what we mean here is this: if this window showed up and the user did not click on button OK, this button OK is enter here. And by the way, I forgot something. After it has okay, just forget about that. I'll come back to it later. So if the user does not submit an OK, then the program terminates. It means the user is not interested in that program. And that's why when you run your application, this window pops up at first, so that if the user does not submit an OK within this window, then the program terminates. Otherwise, they put their password and click on enter. Then if the password does match, then main window here shows up. Now have a look at this. Now I input a wrong password, 456, and click on enter. My computer says invalid login password, and this form here, this message box, this message box here contains two messages: invalid. Oh, I misspelled invalid. I wrote invalid. Sorry. It pops up and says invalid login password, and at the top here it says it's a login error. So if you click on OK, notice it clears this text box and sets focus on the text box. Now setting focus is just placing the cursor at that point, so that the user does not have to struggle in putting the cursor back at that point. And now if I input the correct password, 123, and enter, oh, it's not working. Why? I think I did not return an OK. Here I said if the user does not return a dialog result OK, then it terminates. So I forgot to return OK. So me.dialog result equal to OK. I think that is what was missing. So go ahead, press Ctrl S to save, Ctrl Shift B to build your work, and succeeded. Then press F5 to run your program. Yeah, here it is. So if I input the correct password, 123, and click on enter, you see now it's working. It's working correctly. I had forgotten to return dialog result OK. And that's basically how we log in how we create login forms in visualbasic.net. Hope people enjoy my tutorial, and I'm out. Next time we'll be doing some more manipulation on login forms. Yeah, goodbye.